I think singers, as in classical singers and musicians, is going to resonate with them as well. We, as dancers, were trained in fear. Fear of not being good enough, fear of getting things wrong, because we were continually, and I started ballet classes when I was 6 years old, we were continually being corrected. Now, it depends how the corrections are given. Now, if it's done in a supportive way and you're willing to learn in that supportive atmosphere, then that's great. But a lot of the teaching methods, and especially in ballet and in other performing arts forms, there's a thing. It's a tough life. You're going to have a tough career, so you're going to be tough now. You've got to push through, and this sort of pushing through pain and pushing through your emotions may make you a stronger person. But will you still be a human, or will you be a robot? And I heard a Russian teacher many years ago saying, "We beat them down, and then we build them up." Now, when you look at the Russian styles of ballet, they're beautiful aesthetically, but there's no soul there. And so technically they're like robots, but technically good, looking good, but there is no soul there. And a lot of people may argue that point. And so the idea of the training part and training and education in the steps is for me to do workshops for teachers to get them to understand, especially in the sessions I've done both with musicians, classical singers and dancers. And this includes ballroom as well, because it's very black and white thinking. You're either right or you're wrong. And the black and white thinking creates stronger neurodiverse traits. And are those people, I'm wondering, and I'd like to get some research done on this, so if there's any researchers out there, please contact me. Is it that we already had, includes me as well, strong neurodiverse traits, autism and ADHD mostly. And that's why we enjoy doing that same thing over and over again, daily class, etc. Practice over and over again. We're talking musicians, singers, doing exactly the same thing over and over again. And then you've got the dropout rate for those that perhaps don't like the practice over and over again, just want it to come like this. And so looking at that then creates a need for control. And so when situations are not the way that you thought they were going to be, like a timetable or a casting on the casting board, it's changed of rehearsals. Oh, we can't do it then, we've got to do it then. So someone comes in already prepared who has strong neurodiverse traits, that then knocks them. Then anxiety comes in. And they start panicking. Oh, I thought I was doing this, and now I'm doing that. And what? And it needs to be for the teachers to understand these neurodiverse traits. There are also 3 different forms of learning styles. They need to understand the 3 different forms of learning styles. It's pointless, and I'm talking about dance now. It's pointless for a teacher who has their back to the class, looking in the mirror. And if it's a lot of people in class, a lot of people in rehearsals, to mouth what they need to do or just move their hands, because when we used to move, well, we still do, move our hands when we're marking things. When there's a visual learner rather than an auditory learner or a kinesthetic learner. So those are the 3 main learning styles. And so when you look at that then creates anxiety because they can't learn quickly enough for the choreographer, for the teacher. And then panic comes in and then they get overload. So ADHD is really not attention deficit. It's attention overload. It's very badly named. And the overwhelm is needed to have a break. So when a person has an overload, there's no good shouting at them. Just say, well, you can go outside for 5 minutes, then come back in. And that's all they need. They just need a couple of minutes just to quieten down, and then they'll come back in again.